All right, so we've painted a bunch of textures. What I want to do now is add some trees and grass and other things. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and use the asset source. So I'm going to search for grass. We'll look for grass first. And we'll see what comes up. It's very slow. Come on. Let's make sure that it is free. Okay. And then you can see a bunch of things here. So here's simple stylized grass shader, grass and flowers free pack. That actually looks pretty nice. I don't know what that one is. This one looks pretty simple. So I'm actually just going to go with this one. Thank you, Quentin H. So I'm just going to go to there. And then you'll see. Let's see. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Oh my god. I don't know why. Okay, add to my assets. There you go. And then that will add it to your assets. And I'll hit accept. Okay. And then let's now search for trees. Okay, thanks. Okay. And again, I'm going to scroll down, make sure that they know that I'm poor. And I'm not paying for anything. Only the free stuff, thank you very much. And we'll just say we're going to go with this realistic tree 9. Rainbow tree. I don't know what that is, but those look like they're good. But feel free to kind of, mobile tree package looks nice. There's a bunch of them. But we'll just go with this realistic tree 9. I'm going to say that that's one. But you can see I already purchased it, but it's already in my asset store. So I'm going to go in here, and then again, window, package manager, and then what was the name of the grass one? I don't remember what it was called now. I immediately forgot. Large water shader, mobile tree package, grass. This one looks. Oh no, that's not the one I wanted. What was it called? Free Island Collection. What's Free Island Collection? Oh, that's a lot of nice stuff. Okay. Mobile tree package. All right. Oh, I'm gonna hit refresh. We have to refresh the list. So I probably didn't do that earlier, but if you do stuff, you'll have to hit the refresh button. I'm gonna click on this, and okay, so now everything should be there because I think it wasn't showing up before. So let's see. Simple stylized grass shader. I'm gonna go ahead and download that. And that should be quick because there's not that much. I'm going to import it. And we'll import. Should take like 2 seconds. I think it's just like it's 1.8 megabytes. So, I mean, it's like a floppy disk. If you guys even know what those are. And then we want to do this realistic tree 9 rainbow thing here. As soon as this thing's done. It's a texture, man. There we go. Okay, realist. No, not this one. This one. We're going to go with this one. I'm going to download. Well, I should download it a little bit faster than I thought. So it's only 15 megabytes, but you never know. Hit import. And we'll import it. Now, there's other things you can also do. Like there's rocks and stuff that can also be painted on. Good. So that's imported. And we'll close out of that. And you'll see that now we're getting quite a few things going on here. It might make sense to organize some things. So like maybe create folder and we'll just say terrain. Just call it terrain. And then I'm just going to grab these things here. These maybe. Okay. I guess that won't let me click and drop. Okay. Drop those in there. Okay. So yeah, we don't need to do anything with that. So I'm going to click back on the terrain and you'll see that we can go to this one. And then just kind of like when we did the textures, we want to edit details and we want to add a grass texture. But you see how there's detail mesh? So what that one's for is that's like the rocks and stuff like that. So there's other ones as well. You can look those up if you want. But we're just going to do grass for now, just so you get the idea. It went off the panel here. So it's detail texture. I'm going to click on this and I'm just going to go ahead and choose, hopefully, bark. Where is the grass? There's grass detail. There's leaves. I guess it's. Is it this guy? Doesn't seem like the right one. I guess it must be this one. We'll go with that guy. Grass opacity. and then you'll see the healthy color, dry color, and then basically what these are ranges of how much it's going to vary. You'll see that also with the other things, so minimum, maximum height, things like that. And we'll hit add, and let's see, is this going to, oh boy, yeah, it's quite a bit of grass. Okay, so yeah, so you can see there it is, and I want to choose something that's super sparsity. I guess that's pretty sparse. We'll go with that, and we'll take the target strength. Let's make it way lower. That's a little bit better. Okay, so we'll do something like that, and then just, you don't want to go too crazy with this, just because it will, it'll slow it down. And we're just gonna boop boop boop. Okay, and you can see that, yay, we've got the grass. Great. Okay, so that's how you would add grass. And there's other options, look them up and what have you, but that's grass. Now let's do trees. Click on the trees. Again, edit trees, add a tree. Again, it went off to the sides here. We're going to tree prefab, and let's see, we got tree. I don't know what any of these ones look like. So let's do tree this one. Hopefully that looks good. And we'll hit add. And this is the best way to do it. Don't do it like I just did it, where you're going to brush and it's going to draw a bunch of trees for you real quick like that. Okay. The reason why is that you don't have a lot of control. And the grass is slow, but the trees are really slow when you start building up a lot of them. What's actually much better is to do this. Take tree density all the way up. Take your brush size and actually make it very small, like 1. And then you can see tree height. It's random, and then you can adjust the range. So I can make it much larger, much not. You can see lock width to height. You get the idea. So basically, the width is going to equal the same as the height, so it's going to be proportionate. Color variation, so how much variation there'll be in the tree. Right now it's 0.4, that's fine. But I'm just going to do 1, and the reason why is that this will let me go, boop, put a tree there, 1 here, 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, right? And then I can very selectively draw out my trees and be very thoughtful about how I want them. Okay. Oh, notice also, see how they look kind of crappy? These are billboarded. So as I get closer, you'll see that the real ones will pop in. So they look better when you're closer to them. So if you're in game, it will actually look a bit better than otherwise. So and so I would add it, and I would add it and add more trees, add another tree. I forget which one I just grabbed. Let's do this one. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that one. So then here's another tree, and then, I could throw a couple of these in there, although this looks pretty much exactly the same as the other one. Anyway, so that's how I would add some trees onto this guy. And that's how you would add grass. And if I hit play, you can see that now we can run around with some holding on here. Okay. And I can run around my trees, add stuff, and there you go. Okay. And so feel free to download many more trees, many more things, all that other good stuff. Okay. So, but you can see we've got the starts of that. Now, the next thing I would need is just other assets in general. So it might be nice if we had maybe some buildings in here. Okay. So same thing as before. It's going to be a little bit different because we're not going to paint them. So let's just say, let's look up cabin. See what we get in there. Hopefully it still says, okay, it still says free assets. That's good. And, oh, look at furnished cabin. Nice. Wasteland cabin. There's some cabins, low poly nature cabins. Ooh, look at this. Free hut pack. So I'm just going to say we're going to grab the free hut pack. Okay. And I'm going to use that as my thing. But you can grab whatever, maybe you guys are going to do Doctor Who or whatever that guy is, the guy with the thing. But you can grab and look for assets like buildings and all sorts of stuff. Okay. So I'm just going to go with the free hut pack. I'm going to go back here. Again, go to Window, Package Manager. And what was it? Free hut pack, right? So free hut pack. Download that. And basically you're going to, download it and import it. And when that's done, I'm just going to skip that part with you. All right, so I imported them. So the assets are in here. And so now what I want to do is just put them in this area, okay? And you can grab all sorts of things. Honestly, again, if I was making this myself, and I highly suggest it for you, don't do that. I would make your own, okay? But we're just going to go ahead and grab it. So where was that? Terrain, hut. So I'm going to grab hut. And then you'll see materials, prefabs. We'll grab the prefabs, and you can see, here we go. Most of the time you're going to want the prefabs. The reason why I want the prefabs is that those will actually have, like, here's the meshes, but they don't, you can't really see it. Okay, you can see them now. They don't have textures or anything applied to them. They're just objects. The prefabs will have the materials put on them and the textures, and everything will be hunky-dory. So I'm just going to grab this toilet, and I'm just going to click and drag it and put it out here. And we'll say that that's good. Now you might need to scale it, so when it's there, you can just, here it is right here, you can just hit R for the scale tool. Scale it bigger and smaller as you need. I think that's the right size anyway, so that's not a big deal. And I can grab some fences, and then I'll hit E for rotate. Oops, let's hit F for frame. And I'm just going to rotate it like so, just so it makes sense with what we have. Let's grab another fence. Okay, and I'll just rotate it down. I'm not going to go through and just build a bunch, but you get the idea. Just drag them out and plop them up in there, and then you have some assets. Now, there is an issue with this, which you probably won't notice. Actually, I wonder if they built that into it or not. Let me see something real quick. Ah, they already have it in there. Okay. So, depending on the asset, most of them don't have this. If you drag them in, they will not have this, a mesh collider. This one does, which basically means that you can run into it. The fence, looks like the fence has a mesh render, but I don't see a collider. So let's see if it has it or not. But I'm going to show you what you can do, basically, because you're going to run into an issue. So I'm going to play it. Hopefully, I hit play, but let's see. Maybe it wants me to click it twice. And when we play it, you're going to see, basically, we can walk through it, which is kind of an issue because you can't walk through fences, you know. Let me see. So, yeah, walking right through it, right? Now, if you look, it looks like they actually added a an actual collider on this. So, oh, that opened up. Oh, and now, oh, that's kind of cool. It's like wiggling. Oh, it's actually got physics built into it. But you see, these fences do now. Okay. So there's a couple of ways of going about doing this. I'm going to stop playing. The worst way to do it, and the way I'm going to show you, is it'd be better to make like a primitive object. So make it like an empty cube, make it this size, like scale it and put it to the size, and then make that a mesh collider. But a really quick, easy way of doing it, I'm going to grab both of these fences, is select the fence, or whatever the geometry is. So let's say you grab a building. Most of them will not have colliders. It's kind of weird that this one does. It's actually nice, but you go to Add Component, and then close that out. And you want to go to Physics, and then you'll see Mesh Collider. And that will add a Mesh Collider. And now when you go to play it, it's going to use the geometry, and you can basically collide with it. So when I go over here, should put it nearer to me, you can see that now I run up against it. Okay, so you're going to probably want to do that on those objects as well. But when you use the mesh, basically it uses all of the actual geometry, so it's much more accurate. But if you did that on like a really huge scene, your game's going to start lagging. So that's why it's not generally considered the best way to go about it. But I would just go ahead and do that for now. It's good enough. Okay. That looks fine. One other thing I want to do real quick is this. Let me see. Okay. So if you look, I select the terrain, and it's been bothering me. See how terrible these trees look? And like, even if we're in our thing here, right? You see how like let's say I'm on my guy right now. You can see them, like, see how they're popping? Like, see this one? It's popping between the billboard and the billboard is basically like a flat version of it, and like the actual more filled version. I don't really like that. So what I want to do is I want to increase my draw distance. So detail distance, let's see. Okay. So detail distance is going to be these guys. So we'll make that go a little bit farther. Tree distance. Let's see. It says 5,000. Billboard start is 50. So if I go farther out, you see it's billboarding farther. But if I go this way, okay. So what I'm going to do is make this go farther out. Let's say 150. Now you'll see as I get closer, I have to get all the way to 150 distance before they billboard. See, now they're billboarding. So I'm 150 units away. See how they're switching? I just wanted to switch that because that was annoying me. There's other options here too. So if you click on the train, hit the little option box, you'll see there's a bunch of things in here they can deal with. So like wind, because you might notice that the grass moves. This is the wind strength. There's other things too, but I just wanted to make sure that we took care of that because that was bothering me. All right, so the next thing I want to do, what are we at here? 15? I think we can do it real quick. I want to go ahead and well, we'll just add in the next one. All right, so we'll call that good for now. But go ahead and grab, a bunch of different assets. We can put them in there, and then later on, if you want, you can just delete them and put in like your own. But at least we have something to walk around with and that sort of thing. And the next video we're going to do is we're going to add our water and probably a skybox.